Hey everyone, Aidan here from Push Square with my review for MindsEye on PS5, the supposed GTA killer. Let's see if it's killing anything other than itself in our PS5 review. So before I even got my hands on MindsEye, I wasn't quite clear on what kind of game it even is. Is it an open world title? Is it linear? How does the user generated everywhere project fit into it all? I'll get into all of those, but the most important thing to know about MindsEye is that it's a disjointed and tragic mess of a game. It's like Build a Rocket Boy forgot it had a school project due, and this was the best it could rustle up on short notice. So MindsEye is a third-person action-adventure game set in the futuristic city of Red Rock. It's a Las Vegas alternative filled with robots, drones, and plenty of neon lights. It's even got that now iconic sphere thing from Las Vegas. Despite its large-scale setting though, MindsEye is not an open-world game. Instead, this is a more linear tale focused on former soldier Jacob Diaz, a man with a patchy memory thanks to his MindsEye implant. He's infiltrating the tech company Silva, the creators of his implant, in the hope of discovering what went wrong all those years ago. Now what follows is a story of corporate secrets, military aspirations, and maybe even something a little bit more sci-fi than the robots. The story itself isn't terrible. There are some decent-ish characters and the semblance of a semi-entertaining tale, although it feels like part of the story has been cut, especially when it comes to the villains. Its cutscenes do deliver top-tier character models and facial performances however, making for some truly fantastic-looking cinematics. The real issue though is everything else. Let's start off with the gameplay and visuals. Despite its cinematics, the actual gameplay of MindsEye is horrendously optimized. It's capped at 30 FPS, even on the PS5 Pro, and it quite often struggles to maintain anything above 20. Maybe that would be somewhat understandable if MindsEye was a real looker of a game, but it is so blurry it'll have you booking an appointment for Specsavers. There were times I genuinely could not believe how poor the image quality was. It's a shame too because there is a good looking game in here, especially regarding its lighting. Like almost if you squint your eyes when playing it, you're like, oh yeah, this is next gen. But it's clear it wasn't ready. Then you have the actual gameplay, which is clunky, overly simplistic, and just really dull. It's a cover-based shooter system with a GTA-styled weapon wheel, except you're basically locked into your cover when you're in it. There's no dodge or roll feature, and you can't even melee enemies. Also, the AI is dumb as a doorpost, and it never really mixes things up with enemy variety outside of them being maybe a little bit stronger. I'll give it its dues though, there are some great haptic and adaptive trigger features included. One of the shining lights of the game is its driving. Although things are a wee bit light and bouncy, like it's really easy to flip your car, the controls on vehicles always feel quite attuned with cinematic arcade style drifts, and it's even got some cool burst tire physics. That's just as well though because MindsEye is padded out with numerous lengthy drives. Despite not being an open world, it is set in a large map. And what that means in the moment to moment is that you'll drive to a location, maybe watch a cutscene, or engage in a shootout, then drive to another location and do the exact same thing. However, with no fast travel, you're quite often driving for upwards of 5 minutes with no dynamic events drawing you into new content. There isn't even a radio to listen to music. At least the game basically packs a lot of its story into phone calls which take place during your travels, but it gets a bit boring. If I'm being honest, there are a lot of games that pretty much do the same thing, but quite often they are built up with a lively feeling open world to go along with this driving back and forth. But with nothing to do in its open world, I have to ask the question of why even bother setting it in such a large map. It'll likely take you over 10 minutes or so to drive across its entire map, yet there are only a handful of locations and buildings actually utilised across its story. Not only that, but the game isn't afraid to make you fight through the same locations again. There are no shops, there are no dynamic events with NPCs, there are no collectibles from what I could tell, and if you stray too far from the path, it'll actually instantly fail the mission you're on. That's right, if you want to freely explore the city of Red Rock, you have to unlock free roam mode late into the game where you play as a random character, but again, what is the point if there's nothing there? There are these play missions available in the game, which I suppose constitute side content, and these can be found in the open world as portals to walk through. They're often 5-minute skirmishes, races, or mini-games which can be replayed, but they can all be accessed from the play menu at any time, so there's no need to hunt them down. What's even worse is they offer nothing. There's no XP leveling system to grind. They don't unlock new weapons or vehicles, so they are entirely for the fun of it, which, you know, that's a mighty word to be using here. Now, you get some of these across the campaign, they'll sort of stagger them and you can try them out from there. But once I had completed the story, I tried one out in free roam, racing around the city. It was completely fine, whatever. But once it finished, it just automatically booted me to the very beginning of the campaign again. These play missions are seemingly going to be the driving focus of MindsEye's post-launch user-generated content, but if this is the foundation they have to go off of, it really doesn't light my fires with excitement. It seems evident that Build a Rocket Boy had some other plans with its everywhere platform, a Fortnite-like platform that MindsEye was supposed to launch on, so it seems like what we have now is just a shell of what was originally intended. MindsEye is a broken, boring mess of a game that has somehow been allowed out in the world. It has tiny little glimmers of something semi-entertaining in there with its cutscenes and story, but it's bogged down by a vapid, large-scale map that is at odds with its aggressively linear campaign and padded out with a dull, repetitive gameplay loop that is nothing short of archaic. I'm giving MindsEye on PS5 a 3 out of 10. So thank you everyone for watching this review of MindsEye. As you can tell, I did not like this game, but let me know if you've picked it up. What are you thinking of it? Let me know down in the comments below, and while you're there, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more PlayStation video content just like this. And until next time, I've been Aaron, and this has been Push Square.